Hi, everybody. How are you? Happy Wednesday. I'm going live with one of my favorite cake designers, Ron Ben Israel, and I want to share some amazing experiences that we've had with him over the years of designing cakes for our clients. So bear with me as I get him live. Oh, here he is. One second. And let's hope this works. You know how I love technology. I think that we're getting ready. Oh,
Hello,
hi. How are you?
I'm excellent. It's nice to see you. Let me just back up a little bit.
I see your beautiful cakes.
Thank you. These
They
are
make me
great.
happy.
It's one. Let me just enjoy seeing you from
Mwah.
afar.
How are you?
Oh,
You know, I haven't seen so many people like this entire year, and it's just crazy because I feel like we still keep up with each other, but just everybody's saying hi, which is so nice.
of
How are
course
you?
it's crazy. I'm fine. I always have to say I'm fine. Being healthy is the most important thing. I'm
Of course.
frustrated, of course, like everybody else in our industry. I'm sorry. I'm just plugging in
No
all
problem. Take your
electronics.
time. I know going live is always so nerve-wracking, but you look so cute and you've got your beautiful cakes behind you. So
My worst fear during quarantine was that my internet will go down, and it hasn't happened. And
well,
I've
that's
been
good.
to the kitchen since mid-June, yes. We continuously have small weddings, smallish. I'm talking about 10 to 20 people. In New Jersey, when they opened up in the summer, we had some bigger weddings, but of course, that did not last. So
But you know what? In your industry, you're so creative, and the creativity just has to keep going, big or small. So, and I keep saying that for me, come the dessert time or serving the cake, it just makes people so happy. And that's the industry we're in, right? We always have to be happy, and we're always producing these things that make people happy. And so, thank you so much for joining me. And, some of these questions are kind of questions that we get asked as event planners. So I'll pitch them to you. And then, um, so one of the biggest questions that I have that we get asked a lot is, why is the cake more than just like a wedding dessert? Like, what's your take on that? I know some of these questions I have to come up with because
well,
I'm like, "Hmm,
I'm
we get asked
always
this."
grateful for having discovered specialty and wedding cakes and for the industry to discovering me. So for me, it's the most important thing. But it's such a fascinating part of any occasion. You remember that Julia Child said, a party without a cake is just a meeting.
Very true. I
So
like that.
for the bride who says, I'm not sure that I want a wedding cake, I want to ask, are you sure that you don't want a wedding dress? Or, you know,
Very true.
cake doesn't have to be traditional at all. We work, look, behind me, we have a wedding cake that is black. We do, especially for a Far East wedding, we do bright red for good luck
Of
and
course, yeah.
gold, and everything is possible. The cakes can even be upside down. Do
You
you,
did this beautiful lotus cake for us, where the leaves of the lotus flower. That was one of the most beautiful cakes I think I've ever seen.
we're not
And
supposed to discriminate, but Indian weddings are the best, aren't they?
you love them, don't you? Because you could be as creative as you want, but yeah, yeah. Go ahead. I'll let you
So
finish.
I always encourage my clients to be, I don't want to repeat designs. So it's about connecting with them and the family and the traditions and the history. And if we do something that is totally unusual, it still can have authentic place in the wedding. Maybe it's a surprise. Maybe the cake is presented afterwards at the after party on small plates. There are many solutions, from mini cakes to oversized cakes that are coming down from the ceiling of the plaza. It's all possible.
Yeah,
But
and
I
I think that
tell you,
you have to
have
have the
it.
creativity behind it, right? You have to, just like everything else at a wedding, the cake has to represent the couple, and it has to, kind of personify who they are, what they like, flavorings, design, and I love the fact that it's not just like, hey, here's I love sitting down with you because it's such an experience. You don't just like flip through a catalog. "Oh, I want this done, you know, give them the check." No, it's so much more creative than that, which is what I think just sets you apart. Can you talk to me because I know this as a planner, right? For me, the cake is a work of art and it goes along with all the decor that's in the room. So again, to what you were saying, whenever a bride's like, "Oh, I don't need a cake," and we're like, "No, no, no. You need a cake just like you need a head table. You need a cake just like you need linen," right? So speak to me a little bit about how you kind of come up with like all of this decor and how the cake becomes a part of that.
So now I think some of our favorite guys are on.
I
My
know I
colleague
see
Rita, the
Phil, I
Plain
see
Castle, the
Plain, I see
photographer,
Lauren. Thank you guys for all of your love. They're always supporting us,
and
right? They're
DJ
like,
Joel, our favorite. Well, it will be great to do a party together again, but what do we do when the wedding sizes is much smaller? And a lot of weddings we've done in the past few months have been on Zoom. And
mm-hmm.
luckily, out of desperation, you know, I had to do something. So I take city bike and I come to work in Midtown and I started baking cookies and little treats. And people are ordering those for loved ones and also as part of a wedding. So I just got the newest ribbon for the season. I didn't want to do something red or green. So,
Oh, so cute.
and inside the box, each box has 5 different cookies or the same. These are my favorite. Valrhona triple chocolate. So there are 3 types of chocolate, not chip.
Wow.
We actually cut the block of chocolate. So you have milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and a medium bittersweet chocolate.
You're making me so hungry right now.
I
I
know.
love
You
it.
can,
I have such a sweet tooth. If anybody knows me, they know I have a sweet tooth, so you're making me really hungry. But
but
that's
there's
great.
more.
I love,
Wait.
you
Can
know,
I
I
tell you
love
more
how you've
about it?
adapted. I love how you've adapted during this time. Oh, no.
Ah, these get shipped nationwide. They're mini bundt cake.
Really?
And inside this chocolate cake dense, this is really to die for, but not die for. This cake
I
is
love it.
injected with homemade praline, which is hazelnut and caramel.
Oh.
So it oozes out, and it has little crunches, which are made by Valrhona chocolate in milk and white. So these come 2 per order in mini boxes, which are gift boxes. So you can give one away and save one.
Wait, so you ship them where? Where are you shipping
We
this?
ship them
Everywhere?
all over the country, including Puerto Rico, which
Oh, wow.
but we can't ship those. I'm going to show you our hand-painted macaroons. For these, you have to be in New York and pick them up at our shop or have them delivered within New York City. But we tried, they're too fragile, and because they're all hand-painted, it doesn't
You know,
work.
people are saying you're a genius, and I love it because you are a genius. This is so amazing. And the fact that you ship this is, I mean, that's so creative. That's amazing.
So now I can now do a course about e-commerce because it's so complicated. Things I never thought, just setting up a website through Shopify and photographing each item and then putting it up and then dealing with the cut. Here we're used to doing one big event, or at
Of
least
course.
students have done. One big cake that takes months to prepare. But here on a daily basis, we have to bake a cookie and get it to Texas and so forth. But you know, the feedback is amazing.
Of course. And I think that, you know, I love the fact that you don't have to be in New York City to experience what you do and enjoy these delectable treats that you have. I think that that's, you know, I haven't checked out the site yet, but I'm going to. And guess what? I'm going to order some cakes.
I'm ordering you. I'm ordering you. I'm warning you. I'm warning you. You're the one who does the ordering. It's pretty addictive. What I do after lunch. Don't you want? No, I'm fine. I just got a message from my partner about lunch. Do you want to say hello? This is Chef Tom.
Hi,
Hi.
Chef Tom. How
He's
are
the
you?
expert.
Thank
Good.
you
How are you?
for coming and
He's,
joining our live.
he's the one.
He's making me so hungry right now.
I know. Well, when you order it, you'll have to give us some good feedback.
I definitely will. I'll be completely and brutally honest, but I just, half of it is what your eyes are seeing, right? And it looks sensational. So, oh,
And
thank you so much.
and we have gluten-free version options. The only it's so big. We used to make most of our cakes would be at least $2,000 and sometimes 20,000 now for those huge weddings. And now we do cookies for $25 a box. So you
Amazing.
have to sell a lot of cookies to pay the rent and to do payroll. So everybody's suffering. But the amazing thing is a lot of our past clients and people in the wedding industry are ordering to support us.
Of course. And I think, no matter what the celebration is, I think right now it's just a celebration when you get together with even a few people. So I think that it makes sense, right? You don't sometimes need all of these weddings that have been postponed and et cetera, et cetera. I think that the joy that you bring from putting all of these little details on whatever gathering you're having. And I think that, the fact that you're available and your services are available for even a gathering of 5 people, 7 people, 10 people, I think that that's amazing because, why just, and this past Saturday was support small businesses, and we're a small business. And I think that this is fantastic when you can support someone who has been in the industry for such a long time, and you've learned to adapt, and you've learned to, still be able to bring that joy to gatherings that people are having even at home. I think that that's amazing, especially now, right? When everything is much more compact and smaller and people are having smaller
We are
gatherings.
helping each other, and you do it
Of
a
course.
lot by communicating. We have to support each other spiritually as well, because my motto is now to stay alive, to stay healthy, and to ride this terrible pandemic wave. Because if we get to the other side, events will come back, the
Of
economy
course.
will be back, celebration will be. Remember what happened after the Spanish flu? They lifted prohibition, and they had they had the Roaring Twenties.
So I mean,
So
you always look on the positive side,
you
and that's
have
what
to. And look how many people are logging in and
I
follow
know.
me. It's just I've been having my own Instagram live every Wednesday at 3 called Cake Talk, and thousands of people who enjoy doing cakes, making cakes, log on every Wednesday at 3 because we need the sense of community.
When I'm back in New York, because I'm in Arizona now, I think what we do is we get together and you teach me how to bake a cake. Because I love to bake. It's like it's very therapeutic, but what's behind you and how you do that is amazing. And I think that that would be something. I find it very relaxing, but I don't. I want to learn. I want to learn how you do it because this is amazing. And I think that this is like there's so many steps and levels to what you do. I know as a planner, when I'm at an event and I see the final product and I see the cake and it looks gorgeous, you're like kind of in go 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 mode. You don't really sit there and appreciate how much time got put into making this, especially since it's such a piece of art that goes into the room. But I think that like maybe you'll teach me and
I
maybe I could
think
just
you have a great idea. You'll organize it. We'll have a small gathering. DJ
perfect.
Joel will play the background music.
There you go.
Klein Kessel will document it, and we'll all have a little learning party, support party. It's going to be a very sought after affair, so only by invitation.
I
Most,
love by invitation only.
I
We
know.
love by invitation only. But yes, that sounds like a wonderful idea. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. And I can't wait to see you again in person. And we'll have to really organize this and see how creative we all can get in the kitchen and see how, you can teach us.
You're going to make a lot of people jealous by not inviting them, but you earned it. You're going to be the star student.
If you say so. I just want to finish with one last question, which, this is something that everybody asks. There are times that people are like, why is a wedding cake so expensive?
Right.
And I always feel like, hey, it's a wedding. Everything's expensive, right? I mean, there's less expensive ways to do everything in life. But when you're kind of throwing this once in a lifetime celebration, one weekend out of your life, and people ask, why is the cake so expensive? I'll let you speak to that.
Easy, because I communicate with clients all the time. It's very similar to bridal dresses that you wear only once in a lifetime. And you can have sheer satin and wonderful lace made in India by delicate hands, or you could have machine-made polyester. And the difference is hundreds and thousands of dollars. But you wear that dress and you feel like a queen for one night.
Of course.
And same thing for ingredient. One could use vegetable shortening, which is cheap, or margarine, or high-fat French-style butter, which makes the crab so moist and fine. But it's twice, so our butter is twice as expensive. We only use Valrhona chocolate from France. It's really the best chocolate available to the pastry chef. And it's worth it. Once you taste it, you can never go back, but it's a big investment. We deliver our cakes only in refrigerated vans. Every cake arrives sealed and pre-refrigerated, so it will last even in a tent the whole night. And then the employees I have took years to train them, and they basically trained me as well. It's ongoing training for all of us. And they're artisans and chefs, and they specialize. So, now that we do cookies, we put into single cookie the same efforts.
Of course.
It's really specializing and finding a niche within a niche.
And just like people are saying, quality costs money, right? And it's a once in a lifetime. And I know when I see your cakes, and especially when people photograph your cakes, right? They know that someone has taken a lot of time and a lot of effort to get to know the ambiance of the room, to get to know the couple. It's not just, hey, we're mixing ingredients, putting it in an oven, and here you go. There's just so much more behind that. And I really encourage everyone to take the time, whether they're having a smaller celebration, a smaller event, to be able to, think about what we're talking about and how much, not just the ingredient, how much love you put into making this the perfect part of someone's celebration.
Right. I recognize a lot of the people. You know what would be horrible for me is to bring a cake that is not of a high quality to one of your events, let's say in the plaza, where everything is such tip-top quality, from the servers who put bread on the plate to the way they open the door, and then have a cake that was ordered in some kind of non-name bakery. So I actually don't do a hard sell. I present the facts and the options and let the couple and the family make the choice. Some families have ordered for the first order a smaller cake, thinking they'll save, and they regretted it later. So the second sister got a huge cake. But I can't force anybody, and I like the work to speak for itself.
Of course.
So it's best when you get 3 referrals and not just one. Don't just believe everything even though we have a nice presence on the internet and press. Check with friends and family. Absolutely.
Well, you're again, everybody that I interview for our lives, they're so humble, but you have such a loyal celebrity following. And I know you don't like to talk about it all the time, but we know in the industry, we know who you're making cakes for, and who's on your speed dial on your phone. And I think that it's amazing because you're so humble and you're so lovely to work with. And I've had the pleasure of working with you for so many years. And I want to thank you for that. There's very few people that I'm always like, oh my gosh, you're such an inspiration. But you are an inspiration. And every time I see you, you're always just happy, and you make people happy, and you make me happy.
The phone doesn't stop ringing.
That's good.
I've done a cake for President Barack Obama, but I've never done a cake nor met Michelle Obama. And I would have loved it. And now my next mission is to communicate with Kamala Harris, our incoming vice president.
She's amazing.
I just think that luckily, at least in New York City, the event planning community is very woman-centric. And women would put me in my place if I don't do the right thing. And I appreciate it. And I learned it the hard way. So we live in a very mixed society here in New York. We work with people from all over the world. It's a great feeling. But I feel that I'm lucky also since I became an American citizen, to own that we are a country of immigrants with multicultural And when we bring it together in a wedding or celebration, it's such a unique feeling.
Of course, of course. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to see you in person. Stay safe and keep making people happy. And I'm waiting for my cakes. I'm ready. I'm gonna text you my address right after this.
I have your address.
Delicious.
Thank
Take
you so
care. Thank
much.
you so much. Kisses. Bye.
Bye bye. Thanks for having me.